I don't owe you or anyone anything. Hey, it's been a very long time since I've filmed or posted a video, but we're gonna try this again. I really haven't had much motivation to film, and I know I say that a lot, but it's just the truth. Like, life has just been insane. But I'm really excited for this video. It's something that I actually planned on filming a long time ago. Like, I'm talking like May, June of 2021, and I'm just now getting to it. But better late than never. So today I'll be talking about the fact that I am officially debt-free. I've been debt-free since May 2021. Before we really get into the video, I just want to say that I am so happy and so proud of myself for reaching my financial goals. It just feels really good to be, a financially stable and independent young woman. It's like the best feeling ever to not have to depend on someone else, especially financially. And I think it's really important for women to have, financial stability. So basically, I became debt-free at the age of 27, and it took me about 29 months, so almost 2.5 years. I basically paid off $34,000 in 2.5 years. A lot of money, I know. It's just been very important for me because I've always said that when I want to buy a house or get married or have kids, I don't want to be in any debt. Now, I'm not at any of those points in my life where I'm about to do anything drastic like buy a house or have kids, get married, or anything like that. But it just feels so good to know that when that point does come in my life, I won't have any financial worries. Alright, so for a little bit of background, my debt-free journey basically began in December of 2018. I just started my career as a nurse in 2018, I think in August. So at that point, I was just trying to pay off my student loans. I was broke. I had nothing. I had to buy all new furniture because I literally owned nothing. I was fresh out of college, straight broke.
Help me, I'm poor.
No. So I basically started my debt-free journey in December 2018, and I finished in May 2021, so 29 months. I actually made a video about paying off my student loans, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you watch that first because I basically go into detail about how I was able to do it, so watch that first. I basically paid off my student loans from December 2018 until March 2020. So I think that was 16 months? 15 months. It was 15 months. And then after that, I still had a little more debt, but it wasn't my student loans. It was basically just my credit card. So after I paid off my student loans, I kind of wanted to take a break before I tackled my credit card. I just wanted to build up my bank account a little bit. But also around that time, the pandemic had just started, and then by summertime of 2020, I started applying for new jobs, and I ended up getting a job in New York City. Obviously, New York City is very expensive, so I wanted to save up a little money. So, from that point until the end of the year, I was just paying the minimum on my credit card, and just trying to stack up my bank account before I really decided to tackle my credit card debt. So my student loan balance was about $22,000, and once I paid that off, like I said, I just had my credit card left, and I really didn't start paying that off aggressively until December of 2020. So I paid that off from December 2020 until May 2021, so that took me about 6 months to pay off. And so unfortunately, I owed about $12,000. Oops. So you're probably wondering, how did you get that much money, that deep into debt on a credit card? Well, I'll tell you. It was basically my very first credit card I ever owned. It's actually the only credit card I've really ever owned. Besides, when I bought furniture, I had to open up a credit card. But I got it, I think, my senior year of college, so it was either 2015 or 2016, and I think they started me off with a credit limit of $2,000, and this was back when I was working on campus. I just had a little work-study job, and I think I was only making $1,200 per semester or $2,000 per semester, something like that. But they still approved me for the credit card, and Obviously, as time went on, they started increasing my limit because I always made my payments on time and I never paid less than the minimum amount that was due. So like I said, that was my senior year of college. I graduated college in 2016, and a year later I started nursing school. So in between the time that I graduated college from Duke University until starting nursing school at MUSC, I saved up $7,000 at just a little part-time job that I had. So while I was in nursing school, I basically lived off of that $7,000 that I saved up for about 7 months. Once those 7 months were up, I was obviously running out of money, so I ended up getting 2 part-time jobs while being a full-time nursing student in an accelerated program, which sounds crazy, right? But I did it. I made it work. It was a lot of hard work, but I did it because I didn't want to really ask my parents for money. Obviously, my parents are amazing. They would have given me the money, but I don't like asking people for money. I don't like owing people money, so I was like, I'll just do it myself no matter how hard it is. So as you know, my money was dwindling. That $7,000 that I saved up, I started relying on my credit card a little more heavily, which meant that my utilization rate was going up. Obviously, you want to keep it below or around 30%. I never maxed out my credit card while I was in nursing school or just ever, but I think my utilization rate went up to like 70%. So my credit score started plummeting, and I just started owing more and more money as time went on. Okay, so let's fast forward to me paying off my student loans. Like I said, that happened in March 2020. So around that time, I think I owed about $10,000 on my credit card. And I didn't really start seriously paying that off until December of 2020. So by December, I owed almost $12,000. But by, that time, I had already moved to New York. I moved to New York in November of 2020. So I had been there about a month before I decided, okay, let me start taking my credit card debt seriously. So from December to May, I started aggressively attacking that debt. So I was paying anywhere from $1,000 a month to about $3,000 per month just so I could quickly get myself out of debt. I did the same thing for my student loans. I aggressively paid it off. Obviously, don't try that if you can't really afford it. I told myself there's a minimum amount of money that I'm comfortable having in my bank account. So as long as I don't go below that minimum, then I can pay a crazy amount of money on my debt every month. Mind you, I was also paying over $3,000 a month for my high-rise that I was living in, and I had my other bills too, and groceries, and like I said, it's expensive to live in the North. So I know that sounds crazy to be spending that much money per month, but with this new job in New York City, I had a much higher salary, so I was able to save more every month, even though I was spending such crazy amounts trying to get out of debt. Alright guys, so I just want to show you my transaction history. So you can see right here we have December 2020, which is when I made my first big payment, $1,000. You go up to January, and then I went up to $3,000. January 5th, I made a payment, $3,000. And you can see all of January, I didn't use my credit card at all. I just used my debit card. So then February 2021, I made another big payment of $3,000. And once again in March, I made a big payment of $3,000. And I did have to use my credit card once in March because for some reason PetSmart will not take my debit card. I don't know what's up with that. But anyways, moving on up to April, I made a smaller payment, a little under $1,900. And then you'll see in May, I made 2 little payments. One was just like a little transfer from an account. And then I made my major payment of over $3,000 to get my balance to $0. Thank the Lord. That was my very last payment. And then you can also see here the next month of June, I owed $0 because once again, I did not use my credit card. I was debt free. So like I said, I know it's crazy, but I'm just not the type of person that likes being in debt. I don't like having this dark cloud looming over my head, like, oh, you have all this money that you owe. Like, I just want to pay it off as soon as I can, you know, since I had the means. You know, but like I said, if you don't have a safety net or you just can't afford it, don't try to do something crazy like I did and spend so much money every month. You know, if you have to just pay the minimum, just do that. It's okay. But yeah, like I was saying, my salary increase definitely helped me do that in 6 months. So 6 months of aggressively tackling this $12,000 that I owed, I paid it off. And it was such an amazing feeling when I was finally debt free. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is real life. I did it. So that was my $12,000 from my credit card and about $22,000 from student loans. So a total of $34,000 that I paid off in about 2.5 years. So even today, it's almost been a year since I've been debt free, but sometimes I just like stare off into space and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have had an extra $34,000 in my bank account right now. And I know a lot of people are always talking about how they're not going to pay off back their student loans and they don't care about getting out of debt. And you know, I get it, I feel you, but I'm telling you, when you finally do it, it's just such a great feeling. Like, the way I can just watch my bank account grow now is just amazing, especially with me having yet another new job, which I'll talk about later. It's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. It's so new for me and I'm just like, I'm still soaking it in. And I kept telling myself, when I become debt free, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to go skydiving or something like that. I still really haven't celebrated, and that whole skydiving thing is sounding a lot scarier now. Now that the moment is here. So I don't even care about celebrating anymore. I'm just like content with knowing that I'm debt free. And so once I did become debt free, my credit score started increasing. And yeah, I get the whole a credit score is a scam thing. I get it. I completely get it. But it's also important in the, you know, society we live in. So it's just really nice to have my credit score go up. I'm like in the excellent range and I'm just like, whoa, this is so cool. Like, I've never had a credit score this high. I've never had my bank account be this high. It's just such a good feeling. It really is. Alright, so now that I'm debt free, like, now what? So now my plan is to just basically focus on saving, like my 401k, Roth IRA, investing. I've been watching a lot of videos about finances for like the last, you know, 2-3 years. It's just really interesting to me. I just want to stack up as much as I can, really, in the smartest way possible. I really wanted to travel also, but with the pandemic, you can't really do too much of that. But speaking of traveling, I keep telling myself I'm going to get one of those like travel credit cards, like the Chase Sapphire or something like that. They had a really good deal last year and I didn't get it, which I regret, but I will probably still get it sometime soon. And it's just amazing to me, like, I found out last year that people are traveling for free with these credit cards, but just because of like the reward system, the point system. I'm like, this is amazing. And it's just so crazy that there's so many people like me that didn't even know this is a thing. So there's people out here spending their own money when they can have these travel credit cards and literally travel for free. So it's really important that we educate ourselves as much as possible on these different opportunities out there. Obviously, having to owe so much money sucks, and I know that $34,000 actually isn't a lot compared to how much so many other people owe. Some people owe like 6 figures, which is so insane, especially with these interest rates. And you know, you're 18 years old and you're borrowing all this money and then you're stuck trying to pay it back. It's just, it's a lot, and it's sad, you know, how crippling it can be. But I definitely learned a lot from it. I will never ever allow myself to get into debt like that ever again. Not if I can help it, you know. And since I've gotten out of debt, at first I really didn't use my credit card at all. I just put everything on my debit card. But then I started, like I said, I was watching these videos about money, and then I realized, you know, my credit card has like a point system. Like, I can get rewards from using my credit card. So I put all of my basic expenses on my credit card every month. So like groceries, gas, if I want to go shopping, just anything, I put it on my credit card, and then I just pay it off every month. And then I just, you know, stack up my points, and then I can get like gas cards, or I can get discounts on when I want to travel or whatever. So it's definitely worth it. I use my credit card every month now and just pay it off. I'm really excited to continue learning about money, and you know, I'm at the point in my life where I believe in working smarter, not harder. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So the last thing that I want to say is I know now isn't the best time to pay off debt, especially with us being in a pandemic for 2 years now. Now going into 2022, another year of it, and I know that student loans and interest and everything was paused for a while, and so it's a good time to try to save as much as you can. I know it's not easy to pay off debt, but I just hope that this video kind of reminds you of just how great things can be once you do get to that point. Don't rush it, take your time, only pay what you can afford. But just know that once you cross the finish line, you're going to be so happy and it's going to be so worth it. Alright, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to let you guys know that I am debt free. It's like one of the best feelings in the world. And life has been good, financially at least, since I've become debt free. We're still living in a crazy world right now, but it's a lot better, I guess you can say, when you're not obsessing over how much debt you're in. But that is pretty much it. I hope you all have a lovely day and good luck with your debt-free journey. Bye.